press go live here. We should be going live shortly. Hello, everybody out there. Big shout outs to Yellow, Stock Jockey, and Extreme Player 63 for being early.
And
Um,
Steve 82.
yeah. I went ahead and answered his question that we got into it on the Mondriod idea on Bejangles show for the People's Guild show the other day.
I think we hijacked the show. What do you think?
Yeah, dude, we hijacked the second hour of the show and made it like a whole hour longer than I think it was gonna be.
Yeah. Hello,
And I
everybody.
got I got a
This
new
is
idea to pitch to you on it tonight, but we won't start there because it was town hall day, and we should probably start with town hall and talking about the promo cards and they teased us with the dual colored legendary summoner. We got the image but not the stats. So
but we have the elements, and hello to Zero
yeah,
again. Welcome
are you
back.
disappointed at
Edge
all that the
2050.
first one is fire death when we already have a fire death? Given
Well,
it's not legendary,
yeah. Well, I mean that
it,
makes all the difference.
yeah, it's going to make a big difference. Okay, guys, we're going to try something really quickly here for the first time. I'm
We
going to
are.
see if I can get my stream going to Twitch. Um, I
Yay.
I have a little bit of side news I'll share with you guys. I got hired to be a streamer for um, Big Time because I've been
Nobody
playing
cares.
a
This
lot.
Splinterverse. This city is a Splinterverse.
And
Nobody cares
hopefully
them.
I'll get rehired to be a streamer for Splinterlands TV too if they start it back up. That was talked about in the town hall today. But in the meantime, when I'm playing Big Time, I'm going to be streaming it, and I'm going to be doing it on YouTube and Twitch. It does look like we are live now on here. So let me see if I can figure out. There's the chat. So there, I can see the chat now on Twitch. I can see the chat on YouTube. I don't know if I can pop out the chat. Let me see. Let me move this out of the way.
And also hello to my good buddy Vozena. Haven't seen you in a
Oh
while.
yeah,
Our
Vozana
show.
hasn't been here the last couple shows, huh?
Yeah, he's working a lot.
Well, it's good. It's
The
good to be
last two
working.
months, the last 2 months, he was working a lot, pulling double shifts and whatnot.
So unfortunately, SPS hasn't recovered, but DEC has a little. Vouchers have dipped a tiny bit, which is surprising with this announcement here.
Well, what's surprising
But
is that they're valued for not even 5 cents, 50 DC. How
yeah,
much?
well, that's true. So, oh, and howdy to Bejangles. I see he's here as well now. What do you want to start with,
Hey,
sir? Should we kind of talk
Django.
about the town hall first? Do you want to go over the promo cards first? What do you think?
The Oscars. How about the Oscars?
These guys?
No, the Oscars.
Wait, the actual Oscars happened?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't pay attention to them.
Me neither.
Fill me
I
in.
mean,
You go. Your show for a while.
no, I don't pay neither, and they were quite a while back. But I mean, I was just thinking of what can we
For
start
some
with.
reason, I hadn't memorized the name of these cards. I thought maybe they were both named Oscar when you said that.
Baron Fiat. Oh, he's Fiat.
Yeah, Baron Fiat and what's his Hedrickling Enforcer. So we're getting two halving cards. We're getting one with Scattershot, back row, and this one has the ambush. So you're gonna half somebody before the match even starts, which is interesting. And it could be anyone on the board. So this one is, I think I'm a for sure on.
Oh yeah,
This one,
for sure.
I
For sure.
yeah, it's probably going to have to be a for sure also because they're also both dual element, which means this gives you a having card on four different teams. I'm not as
Who
keen on
cares? You
this
can play
one.
the Salty Bears almost in any team. I mean, don't
Yeah,
almost.
you. But the problem with Salty Bear is he's 12 mana, so you can't always
Oh.
fit that in as easily. And Salty Bear only hits the front target, so this one is a lot different.
Okay,
Um,
no, this one definitely, but the second one, I mean, you should consider that you're paying 300 something dollars for the card.
Yeah,
for
yeah. Actually, this
for
one I'm
using
not
it
positive on.
sometimes maybe.
And I want to pull the chat because I had this idea when this sale was going to be announced, and we don't have a lot of time to put this together. But I'm definitely going to buy a maxed one of these. Does anybody out there want to do a group buy where we buy these as a group to get more lottery tickets on the first day? And if we win any of this stuff, we just sell it and you get money back based on how many cards you bought. Um, I don't know if it's worth the effort, but I do have a Discord.
I
If
might
you
be up
guys
for it.
if you guys are up for it, you can let me know in there and how many you want to buy. If even if there's like 4 or 5 people that were buying a decent amount that wanted to do that, it could be a way to just give us a better chance at winning a cool prize, selling that prize and getting a decent cash back. I'm still not sold on what I'm buying though. I know I'm going to buy a max copy of this guy. This one, I don't know. What do you,
Yeah,
what is
I'm going to see the first day pretty much how many people are jumping into buying the legendary because I mean if buying max legendary can get me into the top 200, I can as well go for the title. But if not, yeah, I can definitely join a buy.
Yeah, that's obvious. If you join a group buy, the titles will end up being sold, and so you'll have to go to the market to get a title as opposed to um, getting one from doing it. So, oh yeah, so Bajangles is a no on the rare too. I could see why the
Yeah.
rare would be a problem. It's 6 mana, and while it gives it to you for white and blue, you're right. Salty Bear, a lot of games where you can play a 6 mana archer, you could just put Salty Bear in the game, and they're going to hit the same spot. The one
Come
play I
on,
think you could see him in is that
don't
True
say white,
Strike play.
Steve, don't say white and blue, please, man. Come on.
Okay, why not? Isn't it white life and water? You want me to say?
Yeah,
Oh, is it?
duh.
I admit saying white with this yellow golden color is maybe wrong, but the cards were originally white. They
Well,
just
no,
recently went to this yellow.
Splinterlands, they've never been white and blue and red and green and black. They always
The
had,
symbols have always been those colors. So
well, doesn't matter. Come on. We have Splinterlands, we have elements. We should call the elements by their names, not by their colors.
fine, fine,
Ah.
but still, also, um, if you're going these colors, you're usually doing the Grim. Right now, you're usually doing the Grim Bardoon teams, and then this isn't really needed. Or you're doing an inevitable team. Um, I could see this kind of useful in those inevitable matches.
Hmm.
Um, I guess you do have the Archer Summoner in blue, so this would be
Halving,
in water. So
the halving use, I mean, works on immunity.
does the having work on immunity? I don't think so. Not
So would be useful against,
well. I'm just saying that you're hoping the other person doesn't mirror you. Obviously, if they do mirror you, then he's not that useful, right? So
well, no, I was talking against inevitable or against Grim Doom. Just useless.
Alex always being the contrarian, he's saying that the enforcer is way better than Baron. Um,
Awesome.
I don't.
I'm
He's saying.
happy. I'm
I mean,
happy.
maybe he's just he's going for the camouflage true striker.
Well,
Um,
no, I'm happy. I'm happy when people see value because I mean, if you ask me, I want the team to sell as many as possible because I mean it's going into good hands. So
yeah, CB Jingles, I see what you're saying, but do you play Prophet Rosa very much? I don't run into her much. I don't turn to her much. I was just about to get into the fact that it is a card that adds to the Archer deck of life of water. I mean, and the water's got a good Archer deck, so it's one more in that Bane. But sometimes the speed and the armor of Kelia is enough because those archers already do pretty good damage. And so I don't see it always as a better play to spend 1 mana to be able to do extra archer damage, especially because um, sometimes that's going to put you where a force field's going to put you in a bad position. But I haven't seen anybody yet, I guess, kind of do the whole lineup where you run force field in the front and maybe you buff archers on their team to mess them up and only have them do one to your character. So, um, yeah, General Sloan. Maybe this is a card, 6 for 5. It's just, you know, General Sloan already has the 6 for 4 that gets to attack twice for 8.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's
so
guaranteed 8. It's not maybe 5, maybe 1.
yeah. So this one right here, if you run it with Sloan, you get the 5. You run into a force field, but it doesn't miss. That's the one caveat I think I'm going to give this card a little credit for. That in some rule sets, it might be worth throwing on the board for, especially for that enrage rule set, because then it won't miss and it'll half the attack of those enraged monsters that it strikes. So
No,
that
it's a
that's the
good
only
card,
use I can
Stevie.
see.
Stevie, it's a good card. The question is it $380 good card?
Well, is that $380 with the 50% discount or before?
Whoa, I mean, still the discount is, yeah, if you have the vouchers. No, that's the it's not even 380 because it's in DC. So it's not DC is not a peg, but I'm okay, 300, say 300. Say 250. Is it 250 card?
Mm,
I mean,
it doesn't feel like it.
do you think $3 for BCX is justified for that card?
$3 per BCX? No, well, what is it? It's a legendary,
No,
or
it's
is
rare.
it? No, it's rare. I
It's
don't
115
know.
BCX.
Why can't I see? Oh yeah, the crystal on the top is that little blue one. So it's 115 BCX, but if you get it for half off, then it's 175. Is a rare card worth a buck 75 when it's a promo card? So it's going to get you those promo bonuses when you play it. I don't know. It's close.
When? Because you're going to play it so often?
I don't know how often I would play it. That's why, like I said, I'm not sold on buying this one. I'm only sold on this one. I already think the Death Magic team is really good. I think this would be a great card to add into it. And Fire has an interesting Magic team. Um, I have to admit, for the Fire team, the Scatter Shot means that it doesn't work that great with the current Legendary Summoner of Fire because that overlapping abilities is not spectacular. But considering there is a decent amount of magic fire cards, I'm hoping that that guy behind you has some kind of way of helping
I was
magic.
going to say, does it remind you of somebody, the font?
Yeah. He's an interesting looking character. And I mean, Death and Fire have some interesting magic lineups. Could we get a dual summoner that maybe his like normal ability is like +1 magic to all, and then he also gets some kind of tactic ability? Because they said they want to
Magic
make these
Reflect on
guys
2.
pretty popular,
Magic
powerful.
Reflect on 2.
Yeah, that might be interesting. Magic Reflect on 2, or maybe Void on 2. Because then not only can you buff your magic attackers, but if you run into Reflect, you can give 2 of your guys Void, so that they don't kill themselves.
Yeah.
Be kind of an interesting play, and at the same time, even if that's not how you wanted to use it, you could give Void to some of the different tanks in the game, like a Manaroth or a
Well, I was dreaming
any of
about
the many good tanks that are already on Dragon and Fire.
I was dreaming of
I mean,
plus
Death and Fire.
one magic fire summoner for ages, but yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I'll get it in a duel form.
Yeah, yeah, Supreme is interesting. The one thing about this, and this is the other thing to mention here, guys. Um, yeah, yeah, Alex. The main reason I like the Baron, I'll tell you why I like the Baron. Ambush, so he does it pre. Magic, so 80% of the time he's not gonna even have a chance to miss. Um, and it gives you blind. Blind is a sneaky ability that it is very useful in a lot of rule sets right now. So and blind is even more useful in some of the magic ones if you have a magic guy who can dodge. So um together they're just all those abilities are great. And then the one time I want my monster to scatter shot is when it can half people, because then I don't want it hitting the same target over and over again. I want it to half the entire other team. So, this is a card that by round two could have half two monsters on the other team and three monsters as you enter into three because of that ambush attack. Now, given when I use him, he'll attack the same guy all three attacks, but
Hmm.
that's my RNG. Your RNG is better. So yeah, once you get it at ambush, for sure. Um, I do see this card being useful maybe in lower leagues now that I see the stats, because it gets True Strike early at only level 4 and it's already doing 3 damage. So here I could see it being a nice card to use with the Sloan, because then Sloan's pushing it up to 4 and it's True Striking, so it's not going to miss. Um, but and then it doesn't, and then if you push it up to and it doesn't really get much better. So it'd be interesting, since we don't really get the penalty for playing lower level cards anymore, maybe just buy like 25 of this guy and just get the True Strike
Mhm.
and the halving.
Mm.
Oh yeah, Extreme, I see you. So sorry.
Uh, was there one of there was a are those two teams overlapping anywhere in any summoner?
um well, what do you mean?
Like the dual summoners, does any have?
Yeah, both of them have a dual summoner.
No, no, no. What I'm saying is the ones that we have the dual summoners that can include both cards.
Oh no, I don't think so. There isn't anybody that has fire, and that we were hoping for a legendary death life, but the fact that we already have a legendary coming that's death fire, I don't think so.
I
And there's
guess it's by
not.
design. I guess it's by design.
Yeah. And I see what you're saying, Extreme. Having is pretty amazing. Um, it is, but it's in the game already with Salty Bear. So that's what's making these guys not as exciting. Now, post Salty Bear, when Salty Bear moves out, then I could see things getting really crazy on these cards and maybe even them getting a pump. But this guy targets the same position as Salty Bear. He's not even a sniper. So, and he's 6 mana. So it's kind of like he's not low mana, so he's not going to become your having guy that you use in low mana. He's going to be the having guy that you can kind of use in middle matches of mana. And 20, 30 matches, sometimes you have an immune Grimbardoon up in the front position. This guy's the having's not even going to do anything. Do they have it? They have Death Water. We do. Did I forget about that?
I was thinking, oh yes, of course, the one that where you can heal that
Oh yes. You know what? I totally forgot.
Zedica.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the expensive one. The one that I haven't
Z-
leveled up yet.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Still only at 8.
he's expensive for a reason, but yeah, imagine Zedica where you have sniper rule set
Let me see
and then you play the bear and the two guys, the two new promo guys.
there. Ooh, I need
And by
160 of
the
it.
end of round one, you probably have four people, I mean, on good RNG, you have four of the opposition cards halved.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Should I buy this card, guys? This would put me 5 away from maxing it out.
Yeah, buy it and buy 5 regular ones and max it and be done with it.
Let's see. Got a little shout out here to
Oh,
the to the.
can you please somebody from the chat just buy it so he then is like, yeah, he was like he's late to the party. Please, somebody go buy
No,
it.
no, guys, don't do
Fast,
that to me.
please,
Don't do that to me.
please, because he's
Don't
just
front
now
run me. Don't front run me.
calculating like what here, how, when, what. Let me get some cash back.
The one good thing is I think the stream is a little bit behind them.
Oh, password. Oh,
Uh-oh.
come on, fast guys, fast. You can do it. You can do it. Nah,
Let's see. It's gone. Let's see if I have it. I do.
good job. Did they
400
fix that?
BCX.
You can level it up while
Yeah, you
in
can level it up while it's in the wagon.
awesome.
So
Well,
now
congratulations. You have
that's
one
my
of
first
Summer's
that's
most.
my first max dual summoner.
Yeah, well, that's the best one, so
You know what? My strategy worked though. I waited until people who wanted to quit sold those ones. That's what I've been doing on the commons. I've been waiting for people to sell like level 6s and 7s because they're giving up. That way I could buy, like 160 copies and not move the price and not have to buy a bunch of individuals.
yeah.
So it's working. It's working slowly, but I'm getting there. And shout out to Aqualis Market. Got myself a little DEC back there, guys.
Nice.
Can't say they're a sponsor yet, like somebody in the chat, but still.
Oh well.
It's also though he's probably going like, where's the push and shove video, Steve? And I just with my surgery, I just never got around to making it.
Well, he never got around to coming to the show, so yeah,
Yeah.
that's where the PMS video is.
All right, so we went over these guys. I think we're me and you like this one more. Alex likes this guy. Maybe I'm underestimating it because I'm not looking at them at max level. I look at them at max level. If you look at them in the mid levels, I could see how if you're a low level player, this is probably a better card because it gets true strike at level 4, and in the middle of this one it
There are no
has
low
halving and
level
scatter, but it
players
doesn't have
anymore.
that ambush.
Steve, there is no low level players anymore.
Well, that there is. Otherwise, they wouldn't be crying so much.
Whoa, but see, I'll give you the example of Wazena. He's with Max Chaos Legion deck set, and he's struggling in silver.
Yeah, and
Playing against
I'm
Max.
stuck down here. Of course, it didn't help today that I surrendered once, and that I surrendered over here.
No, I'm almost close to you.
I have a lot of energy. I need to play. I have not been playing enough.
Yeah, before you were buying, now you're not even playing enough.
Yeah, now I was buying, and now I'm not even playing. I might need to play once. This is a long show. I might need to throw a battle in.
Yeah, just do one. No problem. We can wait.
Yeah. So should we get?
We don't know if he got fired or he resigned. Matt said he doesn't want.
Oh, look, and I lost to Mango my last match. I didn't even realize that. This was a terrible team I put together, though. I don't know. I was trying to play at work, and I kept on having work people come by, and so I would not be paying attention. And then I surrendered once, and I almost ran out of time the second time. Oh.
Yeah, today I played Brave to Full twice in the span of 5 minutes. That was so weird.
I would bring up a town hall post, guys, but there isn't one yet.
There isn't? How come?
Oh wait, how did it end up before? Never mind, here it is. So I mean, for me, it was a solid town hall, but not mind blowing. Mostly because we didn't get the stats of the new legendary summoners. We did have a nice little like speech from the heart from Matt in the beginning of the thing about like his plan and what he wants to do and his understanding of frustrations. Um, I thought one thing that was kind of interesting is he's not quite understanding, like, in his mind, the people who are upset because they used to be able to stay in silver and now they're stuck not being able to do that, or stay in gold and they're stuck not being able to do that. In his mind, he thinks the system, you're earning more no matter where you're at. And this is one of those things I think some people might be overlooking. Because if I go down here to my last win, and I just really quick skip to the end here, I did win 19 SPS. This is more SPS than I used to win in a champion match. I used to win like, I don't know, like 12, 11 up in champion 2. Now I'm all the way down here in Diamond 3 and I'm earning 19.
Yeah, but you don't get season chests.
So I know, but I am earning Glint, and Glint will allow me to get season chest type rewards, right?
No, what I'm saying is you don't have the chance to open 23,000 SPS chest.
Oh, yes, that's true. That's true. But they did. But that's the other part of the town hall today that was probably my favorite part, was that they were obviously saying that they are going to be adding all kinds of things to the Glint shop, and that they are going to go off, from a guaranteed legendary pool, guaranteed epic pool, guaranteed rare pool on the cards. You're going to have to pay a lot for those, but you can get guarantees, or you could buy the cheaper one that's totally random. They also talked about adding in a lotto chest where you could go for a very big prize, but most of the time you'd get nothing. Though Nate shot back against that a little bit, that maybe he doesn't like that idea, but I think people would kind of like that ability. They also talked about the ability to re-roll your cards, so you could get them in and see what you got and be like, ugh, I don't need any more of that card. Let me re-roll it. So the good thing is they pretty much are saying that within the Glint shop, they're going to have a lot more flexibility with what they can offer us when it comes to what we can get with our rewards that we earn. So that to me is pretty exciting, because while opening up all those chests was kind of fun, the days of the huge SPS chests were already kind of gone. Even if you got a big one, it was usually a couple thousand now, not like tens of thousands or 20 of thousands. And the other thing is, the game, at least for anybody that's been here for a while, especially if you were somebody playing in the upper leagues, I mean, I have every single champion card, every single soulbound card maxed with extra copies, except for one, and that's the Barracks Dragon Legendary one. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't know, I'm opening up like 100 chests at the end of the season, and I'm just going boring, boring, boring. Oh, it's shaking. Oh, it's a legendary I have maxed out. Shaking. Oh, it's more gold is ours. I don't need those. Go, go, go.
You might
No
need them at
barracks
some
again.
point, though.
So it's they weren't exciting opening those chests, and now I do feel like once the Glint store is really really what they're saying it could be, and it might take another month or so before we start to see some of this stuff come into the store. I think the reward situation is going to be funner. I don't think that it's going to be as cut and dry as it used to be. I think you're going to be able to decide, am I a gambler who buys lots of cheap chests? Am I a saver upper who buys the more expensive chest but guarantees me legendary cards? They even talked about being able to buy a chest that would guarantee you gold foil cards. So it's a very interesting idea, and I think overall that'll be better for us once it's all up and working. I was going to read the chat while you maybe talk a little bit about what you thought of the
Oh,
town hall.
I don't know. I don't know if you were done. You were saying
Yeah,
you're.
yeah, I'm done for now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't expect the big town hall, so I was pleasantly surprised. Uh, the most I enjoyed about the town hall was the Matt's monologue at the end, almost at the end, when he was talking about the full vision and how people fail to see it, and how he hopes to make sure. I mean, he will try hard to make sure people that leave now regret it, which I'm almost sure it will happen. But yeah, all those stuff that he said, it was music to my ears, and I totally believe in everything he said. I have said some of the stuff myself as well before. So yeah, I enjoy today today's math hall, today's town hall math. So
Yeah, that was it. That was definitely a very interesting point when Matt kind of near the end of the town hall was talking. I think he was talking to Dave when he said this, when he was like kind of getting into the how do you feel about people doubting you, and he shot back with the yeah, I'm getting a lot of that, but at this point I kind of know my vision, I know what I want to do, and I think it'll work, and I'm hoping to prove them wrong. And so it's leading me a lot more towards um, not pushing the more crazy ideas yet that I've been pushing more recently, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
giving him a little bit of time to try what he's going to do. I do think that was on the right track with my ideas, because the idea Mondriod have and that I've kind of agreed with is that we need a way to get a lot of people in here. And Matt did say during the town hall that the only way this is going to grow and be successful is we get a lot of people in here.
So what is
So
the team working towards?
how do we get a lot of people in here? And Matt's of the opinion that one-click rentals will solve the problem of people coming in here and not knowing what to do,
I don't know
with
where
a
he heard that.
combination of, and this is why I think it's got a shot to work, a combination of Archmage running match liquidity bots to kind of fix this issue where there's not enough people playing in modern. So you have people like Vozana stuck down in silver with a max deck, and you got a whole bunch of other players who are stuck down there with max decks because they just keep fighting each other. And so they're not fighting the low level people they should be crushing to get out of silver and get out of gold and get up into diamond where they're supposed to be. And so they're just stuck down there. And I could see how that happens because I just get stuck in diamond. But that's because that's just where I start. So if you had taken some time off and you had to work your way up from bronze, I could definitely see how you could just run into a situation where you would just get stuck. And it would look like Matt's solution is similar to the idea of Mondroids, of getting in some match liquidity players who aren't earning. But in his world, we're going to use Archmage bots, and in our world, we were going to use people.
Potentially.
Because and that I admit that those people would be leeching a little bit, as opposed to the bots will be leeching nothing. So
And I mean, no offense to you nor to Mondroid, but I'd still first go with the Matt's ideas of bringing a lot of new players and retaining them. And then if that fails, then maybe we can look at considering other ideas. But to me, the fact that the team is working towards those two goals is enough. I want to see what they'll do before having to consider all the other ideas that probably we can go to.
the chat's already got into this, but probably the controversial topic of the day is Farpetrod is gone. Um, there was some people wondering what Farpetrod was doing because Grain LP and the stuff that he was supposed to be doing in land was not progressing very quickly. And it would seem that not that many people those people were kind of right. He seems to have had some kind of disagreement with the company. They didn't announce if he left or was fired, but he is gone. And now we have, as Bajangles has said, we have Cryptomancer and Gator stepping in basically to hopefully quickly, and they did kind of mention they thought they could do this in about a month, get Grain LP out and get titles out for land. I think those are the only two things they said they would
They said
get.
the LPs are done. It's just they haven't been tested thoroughly.
Yeah, he did say that I don't know what the protections that you build into LP stuff is for um so that you can protect it from being exploited. It seemed like he said that there was some stuff he'd have to do to protect exploits and to protect big slippage when you're doing big buys and stuff like that. But it was nice to hear they're going to get that out. But then it seemed like maybe Land was going to go back on the back burner until they get this whole new player stuff worked out. And I really think that they're heading the right way. I just am wondering like what's going to happen with these team run bots, how many there's going to be, how high they're going to go. I thought it was interesting that it sounded like they were only going to be putting them in the lower leagues. This will help get the guys like Vozana up out of the lower leagues. It didn't seem like initially they were going to be adding them into the Diamond League. I guess that makes sense too, though, because it's easier for the team to field a lot of teams with, say, bronze cards and silver cards than it would to be making a lot of bots with max level cards. And if we can push all the players who have, mostly maxed cars up into Diamond, then things should get a little easier for me, because mostly right now I'm fighting, guys who are really, really good and they have every card. It'd be nice if some of the guys who maybe didn't have every card could make it up here, but I've heard they're just stuck down lower. And hello, Bolts and Trash Panda, Yellow, and who else? Doc Jockey's here. I think we might have already said
Yeah,
hi
he was
to these
asking
other
about
people.
land update, but yeah, pretty much the update is like within the next 6 months. Supposedly 1.6 will be fully out, and then they'll start working on 2.0.
Yeah, Bejangles, I would have listened to your show this morning, but there was some kind of cell phone outage at my work, and I couldn't listen to anything while I was at work this morning. And so by the time it got working, I only had time to listen to the town hall because it wasn't working until like the afternoon. And then I listened to the first part of your video with Proton, but so far I only found out that there was that part where Hepthorn was talking about Batman for a while, and then they were talking a little bit about some of the other stuff before they really got into that part of it. So I will do it, though. I will. Okay, so he's saying roughly about 5K battles a day. Yeah, that's what they're going to try first. I imagine they want to put his minimal amount in there. And I'm hoping they're going to be doing silver and bronze. Do you know if that's what they're doing? I mean, if you've already heard it, you could let us know. But that's my hope. Oh no, I made Bebeomega run away again, guys.
No,
I'm just joking.
I just thirsty.
Let's see. Oh yeah, there's just giving People's Guild some shout outs. Yes, they are probably the premier podcast group. I have to admit, I've been a little lazy trying to book guests the last couple weeks, and we had a guest we were supposed to get on, and we didn't end up working that out properly. So now we probably just need to start looking towards the next guest we want to try to book.
I think we have guest next week, but we'll see.
Yeah. So.
Pass gas. No.
Both say yes.
No, I have no problem passing it. I have no problem passing it as I'm here. Mine are pretty stealthy.
Yeah,
so
there's the update from Bejangles to save us a little bit of time, though I'll still listen to the interview. It's novice, bronze, and silver for starters. So this should hopefully help the guys with the high level cards get out of there, get that back to the people who actually have cards of those levels playing in that area.
So we have somebody to beat.
Yeah, it's literally so they can have someone to beat, because that's why you need more.
No,
people playing the game.
So we have.
Oh, somebody. So we can. Yeah, we need those guys to come up so we have somebody to beat as well.
We want only Chaos Legion cards, guys. Up.
Yeah, like if I'm way down here in Diamond 3, I'd rather not be 191. I'd rather be like 400 or something,
Mm.
so that there was more
191.
more people to fight up here.
Let me check 191. Let me see here what mine will show. I think I'm around there too.
Last Hope, all the cards that they are using for the bots, they
200
already own. So there will be um, no printing of cards. There's no extra cards being made, but it's just cards that the team owns.
What
I don't
happened with
know.
the cards with for the whatever
We should
was
probably throw a question in the question chat, because I don't think they said what happened to the ones that they gave out to
yeah, because it was it
the team.
I think it was a Nugget thing and I don't know.
Yeah. People's Guild is saying maybe they are coming from the Nifty agreement. That's possible. So that's where it is for sure. Um, let's see what else happened
Well, it's
during the
not for
town
sure. We don't
hall.
have confirmation for
No,
that.
no, no. I said, but for sure they own the cards though. They're not just
Oh yeah,
buying
yeah,
them.
yeah.
So best Batman for me, guys. I'm still gonna go for best
Uh,
Batman movie was the newer Batman Begins, but I still liked yeah, Keaton was still the original Batman for me, from the older movies. But I did like it
well,
when they took the darker Batman trilogy with the overall movies, even if I didn't like him as Batman as much.
hmm,
The Batman Begins trilogy.
I know what I'll do. I'll put. Have you drank vodka with yogurt?
Vodka with yogurt? No.
With
Is that a?
with Iraq, like with this yogurt drink, the yogurt drink, the yogurt drink.
Oh yeah, I know yogurt drinks. I've never thought of doing vodka with that.
That's what I'll do now. Let's keep talking.
Okay, so Bebe's turning to alcohol to deal with you guys, but yeah. But well, maybe I should wait for him to come back to see the crazy idea, but I don't think anybody we have enough money, so we need a rich investor to want to help. So no. What draw have you guys had best pulls from? I have opened a few master draws and it's all weak. I open many elite draws, get legendary and tons of gold, rare epic cards. Um, uh, you know what? I haven't even looked at the shop, so let's go look at it. I haven't bought anything. I haven't. This is the first time I've clicked on this page. Extreme.
Cheers, guys.
So there's a master draw. Let's look at the info on this. So you have a 68% common, 20% rare, 8% epic, 3% legendary, 6% gold foil for 5,000. You got okay, and then basically they just go down from there, right? So the cheap draw is, let's see here. Wow. So almost for sure common. A decent chance to get rares though. So if you're hunting rares, this wouldn't be that bad to buy these because they're so cheap. You're not getting very epic, many legendaries or gold foils. You can buy merits just straight off. You can buy energy, and then you can get the titles.
Why are we here?
I will, because Alex asked what's how good have you done? What have you been buying of these?
Oh,
Or not Alex, Extreme asked. So right now I'm just saving my glint. I hadn't come here and looked at anything. If I was going to buy anything when I was playing, if I start playing a lot, I could see buying energy. If I wanted to
you won't.
buy, I can only buy one. 3,000 glint, huh? Okay.
You won't because it makes no sense. Why would you
Yeah, I
buy?
might. I don't need cards.
Yeah, but
So
I mean,
there's
you need the next
five,
edition.
9.
Why waste your glint on energy? Like you're making you're making 500-600 glint per bottle, and then you're spending 3,600
It would be to try to move up, right? Just to play
for what?
more.
You mean chasing the leaderboard?
No, well, maybe, but just playing more. I told you I like the game, baby. I don't need anything
Sure,
in the.
I
I
can
don't need
see.
anything from the shop.
I can see. You like it 48, 49 energy. I can see you like it so
Oh
much.
gosh, I've just been busy.
Yeah, right.
Why am I only seeing commons? What did I do?
Probably press the comments.
Oh yeah, they're down here. Let's see. We got 9 of these.
Yeah,
So
no,
what?
no, no habaneros on my vodka. I
Let's
run.
see. Convert to glint. So you get 62,500 glint. So if I burned one, two, three, four, 5 of them, how many do you need again? Just 4, right? I could get 300,000 glint from my extras here. I could get another 100,000 from the extras here. And those are the only 2 I have extras on. Oh, I wonder if I should make this guy a
But
max level. That's interesting.
why you don't have a max this year? Am I saying wrong?
I don't know why I didn't make one. I thought I did for some reason.
Okay.
I have a max regular one. I don't know why I didn't make a max gold one. Maybe because I remember why. Because when we can eventually unlock these from land, which I thought was going to be sooner, because they talked about it many moons ago. I was thinking about staking these individually on land and just playing with the regular one because they would have been. I have a lot of land left. I need to put cards onto, so one of these is a decent amount of power. twelve
Okay, I
thousand.
mean, I think it will bring you way more benefits using it in battles, but what
I
do I?
don't know. I mean, a battle of a 1 gold foil card is going to be what 10% more on your rewards.
Each battle, yeah.
Yeah, but it's going to earn me a lot more stuff on land than a regular card, right? I mean, you could put
Um,
12,000 power from one BCX is pretty damn good when
for
you
what?
compare it
Pretty good for what?
for land.
Yeah, but for what?
Oh, well, to get grains for the grain LP, to get research points. I
Okay.
look, I don't know what land's going to be, but I have it already. I'm not going to sell it while things are down, so I might as well use these guys on it.
Sure.
I only
Whatever
leveled this one
you
up
thought.
and this one up because I didn't have max level regular ones at the time I did it. I not only have a max regular Azar, I have a maxed one and 17 at more copies. So I don't know. What's the chat think? Do you stake your gold foils onto land, spread out that 12,000 power, or do
Bojangles,
you play it? You
I'll
know.
quote you, Bojangles. Man, why aren't you playing with Max Goldfall easier? Question mark, exclamation mark.
Yeah, and it's because I have 9 of them, so I can stake her on 9 different plots that are common, and with one BCX get 12,000 power, as opposed to staking 5 maxed level common. Um, what do you call them? Chaos Legion cards and getting 5,000 power, and having to spend 10,000 DC deck on that plot, or just stake her, just that one card on that plot, and have to stake like 200 DEC. That's why.
But you don't know how many Ds you have to pay to unlock it for land.
No, no, I don't yet. I don't know for sure. So yeah.
I don't know. It just
Yeah,
sounds.
yeah. It's going to depend on what you have to burn to do it. But also, I was thinking, I've never been somebody that tries to play gold. So I was just going to sell them if not, you
Well, I
know?
mean, it's your call. It's just weird. Like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
As
Well,
if, as
sorry,
if,
sorry.
as if,
You can't
as if
make me level him up, but Jangles, you
we
can't do
don't.
it.
I
You
mean,
can't make
well,
me.
like, why do you think we care if you level them up or not, man? You don't affect us. You affect only yourself.
Yeah. I need somebody to teach me how to play in low mana. I have forgotten how to do it. I don't like it.
Water with everything that is 3 mana.
Where'd my match go?
Refresh.
There it is. Okay, super sneak, odds only, and snipers 55.
Oh,
And
that's obvious. Panda Green Bardoon.
you can't. It's odds.
Ah, okay. Then it's
I
not
mean,
that
you still might want Panda, but you don't want Grim Bardoon. You could maybe go Possibilist here though,
obvious.
because you could attack with quite a few um, guys. You could also
Or you
go.
can go with Astro Entity and let's go in first position because anyways it's sniper, so there's
Yeah,
good
that's an
chance
interesting play,
he'll
but
survive.
it's 55 mana, so the skull's only a 5 mana card.
Oh,
I could maybe go Yasik
you
here
have a lot of high mana cards in that.
because you can get this guy, and this guy, all in the nines, and then let's see here. If we go to the higher ones, you can get this guy, and then do we
This
want
guy.
to go? Do we want Lurker or do we want to go a couple 5 cards?
I don't know.
I think I want to go. So we'll put her in as a sniper target.
And the any striker for the Dutch.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I'm actually going to put him here. I'm going to let them bang against Monaroth on the suit. Well, actually, you know what? Let's switch this. Let's let them bang into. We're going to do it like this. We almost ran out of time. Let's see if it works. One game. And then I don't have to worry about my energy. Okay, so we both were thinking almost the exact same thing. He went with more demoralize though. So
And you're heavily dependent on melee.
yeah, he is too though, and I have at least one demoralize. We both did a martyr in the sniper position. I don't know. It kind of depends on if I can kill this disintegrator kind of quick. I don't. He did do a rust, and so the rust isn't great for me. Oh, that's interesting. Why are they? Oh, never mind. The snipers aren't going to hit the right position. I'm a dummy. I forgot we have scatter shot. I'm like, why is nobody sniping the right people? Oh, we got to retaliate there. That was kind of nice. We got another retaliate. Okay, so just there's one of them is gone.
Yeah, I think you got this one.
There, another one's gone. Oh, they hit her that time. Ah, right, they killed her.
Perfect.
So now I get the martyr buff. And then now we're gonna if we take the now they get the martyr buff, unfortunately.
Well, I mean it's too late, a little bit too late for that.
Retaliate? Yeah. Retaliate again? Yeah. That the retaliate can be so broken. And I had this guy sitting over here too as a retaliate target. He's got the one in the front. He hasn't been bouncing back that much though, huh?
Or at all.
Yeah. All right, I won a game.
Yay.
19 SPS again, guys. I'll move us back onto the screen now though. Yeah, Kale. Yeah, you didn't think about the scatter shot either. That's funny. We both forgot it. It was you. Yeah, sorry. I ran into you, and you seem to have a few underlevel cards, so
It's
that
a,
might have made a difference.
it's a me. It's a Mario.
Just because in similar speeds, those underlevel cards are going to go a little bit slower. But yeah, that was kind of funny that I fought somebody who was in the chat who's playing while they're watching.
Yep. And you just got the streamer's luck with all the RNG.
Yeah. That time the RNG was working for me, so. But the
And you guys hear him all the time complaining that the RNG is never in his favor; it's always against
dude,
him.
it's just because
They
when
can
it's
say that.
not, it burns it into your memory. When you're like, if they only don't randomly hit my Dr. Blight with their scatter shots, I should be good. Bad. The first two scatter shots kill him. What the hell?
Yeah. Sniper shot, not scatter shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super annoying. Like I don't know how many times I've played games and I'd be like, okay, they've got two scatter shotters. As long as they don't attack the same person that often, I should be okay here. And then like 3 turns in a row, they just kill the exact same card. And you're like, what the hell is that?
I have had those, yeah. What are the chances?
Nate showed us an outpost. Is it worth digging up? You guys want to see it? If you didn't see it yet, if you didn't watch the town hall,
No.
yeah, it wasn't that special.
It's probably in the article. I mean,
Oh, you're right. Let's go back to the article.
yeah, I mean,
Here it is. So here's
Yeah.
the rough sketch. And so this is what will eventually go onto your occupied lands. So it'll be collecting it. We did get a glance of... Oh, yeah, this is one thing to say. So since they got rid of the App Store, Nate went on about how Matt is really pushing them to finish the changes to make the mobile experience the same as the web experience and really optimize it. So we got to look at the new battle screen that's coming to the game on the tech modernization, and then they're actually working with the Hive keychain, which is also the way I suggest that you should be playing on mobile. Is you go there, you go to the browser. The one thing here, you need to click this little button or it looks stupid. On the new version, they have a button right here where you display it like it's on the computer or you display it like it's on a phone. So right here, it's on computer mode, but by default, it starts on phone mode. So you got to click this little button and then it looks pretty good today. But they are trying to design it to be able to be played on the phone. So that was exciting to see. Oh, who is this? How did I miss this?
well, because he was sharing a bunch of
Anybody know what this is?
yeah,
Sorry.
one of the
Go ahead.
characters that Asaria, I think, is voicing that is going to be leading your onboarding experience.
Oh, hey, look, we got a Twitch chat. I'll have to say thanks from Brazen Blake. There's only 2 people watching on Twitch. Shout out to you guys. So Bebeomega, they say one more viewer, and you have to.
I never said that.
Of hot sauce in
That
your
was
drink.
that was both speculation. I never said that. I like my vodka iron as it is.
And then here's the full picture of Lorcas's new card. It's interesting that he picked a battle. He wanted his character to kind of be a battle mage, and then Nate went, well, you don't summon a battle mage. And then I went, but he's a summoner, Nate. That's what I thought in my head. This is the summoner, and the summoner is a battle mage. But I guess since in the lore we're supposed to be the battle mages who use his summoner, here's a battle mage who decided to use himself to come into the game and summon his monsters. So it's kind of cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, Tails is probably just playing parallel, That's what he does now. No. but it's fun. Yeah, that's it. So I'll throw out the crazy idea that I threw at Mondriod, and I'll see what you guys think of it. And I don't have any of the money or funding to do this or the technical skills yet. But I still think his idea is kind of interesting if done right. But I do understand that the team is not going to change their trajectory. Matt's not going to change what he's doing to that degree at this point. So instead, we make a new game. And we do it the way Mondriod and I suggested. Same assets from Splinterlands. So you can come into the game and you can play and you'll get max level cards, but you'll only earn based on the level of your cards.
Why don't you fork it? Why don't you fork Splinterland so I can sell my...
No. It'll be like... The idea would be like Splinter Forge, right? Where it's another game. It'll play very much the same. But the only way that I could figure out that we could get a rewards token for this new game, because the problem is, where the hell do you get a rewards token, right? Splinter Forge didn't work because their token didn't have enough innate value.
PNS,
right?
You can give rewards in PNS.
No. The idea would be build it in Unity, take it to the Arcade Colony people, and do a governance vote for them to give us a stack of colony token to have be the rewards token of that game.
Why would Arcade Colony want to have Splinterlands in there?
Well, think about it. It would be another game that uses the Splinterlands assets, and Arcade Colony and Splinterlands are sister projects. So it wouldn't be crazy, but it would be a Unity-based version of a card game. So because I went and looked into it, and there are guides to how to make a card game in Unity, and maybe what we can do is we can kind of take the things that you like from Splinterlands and get rid of the things you don't like Bejangles. There will not be an ability where I strip away all your abilities. There won't that we're going to get rid of that rule set. That one's not going to be in there.
Basic rule sets.
And also, guys, I'm just gonna get rid of 13 mana. 13 mana is bullshit. We're gonna go up to like minimum of 25. Any of you that love 13 mana, you could get that in your Splinterlands game. And so I don't know how hard it would be to mimic the card game in Splinterlands if you were using the same assets. I don't know if they would be open to giving us the one thing that I don't know, there's obviously the game engine in the background that is not public. That's why you can't just fork Splinterlands, Bebeomega, because it's not open. The computer system in the back that does the calculations who decides who wins our game. So would they give us access to that so that we could make our game, but exclude the things that we don't like, change some of the parameters, and then play it in a different area? So you'd have a whole other place where all of you who already own assets could come and play, but we would try to attract new players that when they needed assets, we would direct them to the third place marketplaces that already exist for Splinterlands to get their assets.
And why would Arcade Colony give you tokens to give away?
Well, because most of the holders of Arcade Colonies are Splinterlands. Most of the players who are Arcade Colony whales are Splinterlands players.
So you're bringing them
Splinterlands. So I'm bringing them like a Splinterlands 2.0 in Unity with a new idea of how you earn, where you get a different token, but you use the same assets.
The new people that you're bringing is the Splinterlands player base.
Well, that's the one that they start for it. Bebe loves 13 mana, but he says he'll settle for losing it because he loses back to basics. Oh, it's funny. And I only kind of pitched it to him as a joke, but it's interesting to see what the chat thinks, because I couldn't figure out, like, you could remake the game with the same assets, but if you tried to make a new token, there's nothing that really drives value into that token.
We remake the lamp on Unity.
But Arcade Colony does have tokens in their wheelhouse to give out to games that they want other people to build and bring to them. So it's not impossible to bring them another card game that use the Splinterlands assets as the assets that you need. And then if we somehow brought in
Splinterlands game.
20 or 30,000 people who were playing the game, earning a very small amount of arcade colony token, hopefully they'd click on our links to Aqualis Market, to Peak Monsters, and buy those assets to make their decks better. And people who wouldn't even ever have played Splinterlands would be coming in and buying your cards and driving up the value of everything in your ecosystem.
They may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not. What? Huh? What you were talking about? New players, 30,000 players that are going to buy our assets. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you'd pitch it out to all the people who have played Splinterlands before. Come play this one that have left the game. It's kind of funny because Vozana makes a comment. He says, "I don't know, fellas, but the cards prices are so freaking cheap, and still nobody wants to come and play the game. It's because nobody wants to have to buy a lot of the cards just to play the game. So I want to make a fun card game where you don't have to buy the cards to play the game, but you have to buy the cards to earn." And I admit, it might not work. Maybe nobody buys the assets. Everybody's fine earning like one arcade colony token a month because that's all they're going to earn if they don't buy any assets. And we'll so slowly go through our arcade colony, that we get from the DAO, because they'll give us like a little chunk, and we'll have to build our rewards to, have that chunk last so long. And if it fails, it would fail. But it would be an interesting thing, I would think. Yeah. See, Bebeomega's right. There's a massive paywall to get into this game and play it at a high level where it's fun.
Calling Django's Bebeomega, por favor.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Second time today, and you did it 2 times last show as well. Django's?
Jangles?
Can you
I'm
make
terrible
yourself C Django's or F Django's?
Yeah, the problem is that he's the People's Guild, so it makes it harder. I have to go to think.
Django,
I start to say a B name, and your name starts with a B too, and your name is right there.
I'm flattered, but Django's, can you call yourself Django's with a P because you're People's Guild? Or just Django's?
Yeah.
Django's, yeah, exactly. Django's. See? He said he's Django's. No more.
Yeah, Rudy's coming in and he says Splinterlands is too expensive. And this is what the idea that Mondriod is pitching. His main idea was trying to pitch a way to let people come in and enjoy the game, and enjoy the game at a high level at basically no cost. They also wouldn't be earning.
Basically no earning, so why would they come at all?
See, you seem to think that people wouldn't find an auto battler game with lots of different rule sets that test your brain as fun. I mean, obviously you don't like our game, which is an interesting thing to learn.
They do, and they play Hearthstone.
But if they're willing to play Hearthstone, which is basically a little bit nicer than a Unity card game, if you made them a nice, pretty looking version of our game, you maybe took.
Oh, you mean total overhaul of the how cards look like?
No, I don't know.
A whole team?
The card images are already pretty good. I don't think that's the overall problem. I'm thinking the way the battle happens is where the improvements would come in. That you could actually make a battle that kind of mimicked the way that Hearthstone looks, in the way the cards fight and stuff.
Thousands of Web 2 card trading games with different.
I did also Rooney, I didn't say there'd be no earnings, but if you don't buy the cards, there won't be very much earnings. There won't be any. In the idea, no, there would be a little, because you get a default little bit of earnings just for playing the games, but it would be very, very small. It would be frustrating.
So let's invite 10,000 leechers, basically.
Well, the rewards pool would still be based on you're only allowed to win this much per season. And so, yes, and if you invite 10,000 leechers, then how much each one of those leechers is going to get even smaller if they didn't invest into the game. So,
What? Who cares? They'll just leech whatever they can and they'll move on.
Well, you think that. I think you're
Well, I
wrong.
know that. I've seen it in many games, so I know that. I don't think that. If you give
Vasana says a full Chaos Legion deck is like $1,300, and he acts like that's not very much money. That's kind
if
of
you if
interesting to
you
think.
if you make a game where with zero investment you can make some money, even if it's a little amount, yeah, 10,000
See,
people
look,
will come and will reach whatever they can and they'll move on.
Supreme Victory agrees with us that if we rebuilt the game in Unity, it could solve a lot of the problems of the current game. So,
Yeah.
and
Well,
don't
those
know. I don't know if Unity has better tools for preventing botting. One thing we could do in this new game that might make all of you hate it, except for the ones that are willing to do this, is require you to KYC to get an account. But you know,
that solves
I
nothing because then there about battle
what I
helpers.
was what I was thinking of is the other thing I had been thinking about pitching is that if you want the free account that gets the free upgraded cards so that you could play as far as you want to the game and leech some for free, you have to KYC. If you just want to join the game and play it with cards you already own, then you don't need to KYC, but you will not get the upgraded cards. Your cards will just be the level of your cards, because that would allow current players who already have big accounts and current players who have medium accounts to just go ahead and come over and play. But any of the new players who wanted to come in and leech from us would at least have to only create one
Why
account. So,
you're like Ross on Friends? Why you
yep.
saying leech? They would literally leech the game.
No,
There is no
no, they're
quotation
gonna
rights,
provide match liquidity, and they're going to fight
which can
against the original players. So,
which as we saw that can be done for free by bots who doesn't earn anything and doesn't leech anything.
sorry, I'm listening to the chat. Yeah, Alex, I'm not a
You're
Unity
lis-
expert.
you're listening to okay. I will
I'm
let you
reading the
listen to the
chat as
chat.
well as listening to you, but yeah, the I mean clearly you don't think the idea will work. You've
No, I don't.
stated that. I think that a lot of people would come and try a game where they could come and just play it and try it for free. They wouldn't be earning very much, and if they liked it, then they'd be willing to invest and get into the game. You do probably need some bot protections, because if you can come in and play the game and earn for pretty much free, then you can be botted to death. But I mean, if we make it really, really low, if you don't invest at all, other than your, I would still have some kind of entry level spell book to get into the game. It would be interesting. I don't know, Alex. In his mind, all the bot he is determined that the bots will come and destroy the game. So
I didn't say botters. I said 10,000 people. I never said bots.
let's see. Rooney 207 says base. I don't know why base pixels and Ronin. What is base?
Yeah,
Like base
last hope,
chain?
exactly my point. You cannot have free to play plus earn.
Proving you can't impose KYC on players outside of what is TGE? When you're using acronyms, I have to try to figure out what that means. TGE. I don't. Hmm. Yeah, and so, but Jangles is saying he prefers real players over liquidity
I
bots.
heard what he's saying, but I
So,
mean, uh, I'm not sure that he even means it.
well, last up, it wouldn't be pure free to play plus earn, because you would have to buy the spellbook to get into the game.
So they'll
The
reach
I
until they double whatever they paid for the spell book,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I still think that if it's done right, and they can't, it's very hard for them to earn that $10 back. Then it won't be
then
as incentivized for people to bot the game. Without,
again,
but a small
nobody talking
investment
about
would be able to make it so you could make it a little bit farther. So
nobody talks about bots. I'm talking about players.
let's see. Rooney
One
says
one
Aggie
pick.
made bots leechers, and he thinks that we need to, with proper incentives, bots can be friends. is what I think his comment is getting at. Let's
One
see.
big Asian guild comes in the game and like with glitches, and I'm not being racist. I'm just saying it because in some Asian countries, a small amount of money for us means a lot for them. So if something for you is meaningless to play as much as you can for 20 cents, for some people,
Well,
20 cents buy
you know what?
something.
But if one arcade colony token a month is enough to make them rich,
Wait,
then
wait.
fine.
So we're jumping from like, are we talking still about the colony, the Unity
Well,
version of
yeah.
the,
If you made the
or
game
we're
and you
talking
brought it
about
to
the
colony, you would have colony token as your reward token inside that game, right? Because that's what colony is doing to people. You bring your game to us. If we adopt it, we'll
in
give
your
you a stack
community?
of of colony token to give out as your reward token.
You bring your game in your community though.
Yeah, well, I'm bringing. Well, okay, so you're right. Maybe they won't vote for us, but I'm of the opinion that Splinterlands players might vote for a game that is allowing them to use their cards. I mean, because maybe the thing just doesn't work very well. We don't get a lot of new players, but then every Splinterlands player can come play the game and get arcade colony tokens for doing it. I mean,
And what is the whole benefit?
well, the hopeful benefit is some non Splinterlands players come play our game because it's different, and they like it, and they go buy assets because to earn well in our game you have to buy assets.
Okay.
That's the whole goal of getting these players who would come and play and not have a very much stake in the game, but is still able to play the game to a high level, is that they would buy assets.
Why would they buy assets, Stevie,
The benefit
if
for
they
them
have?
for having them for sure is match liquidity. The hope is that they would start to buy assets. The reason they would start to buy assets is
Wait,
because
wait,
they
wait,
like
wait.
the game and they want to earn more.
Wait, how are you going to have much liquidity if
What
the games are on two different platforms? Like how you make Unity game on
No, you're not gonna.
Arcade
No, 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 no,
Colony?
no. They're not match liquidity. I'm not saying match liquidity to Splinterlands. They're gonna have to solve that themselves. They figured it. They're going with bots by Archmage until they can get more players. I'm saying our game will have match liquidity from the free to play players, and since we're not going to give them every card, those of you who have every card, you get to stomp on them probably most of the time. But if there's enough of them playing, hopefully they'll play each other enough to not mind getting destroyed by the Bebeomegas.
So they'll say like, oh, why? I mean, I'm every game I'm stumped by some random dude that have more cards than me. I'm out of here. I think that was a genuine concern here that people were saying like because new players are getting stumped in bronze, they will just leave the game. Isn't it the same? You either give them everything or you don't give them anything.
Yeah, yeah, and I understand what a lot of you are saying. Even Last Hope saying he doesn't want to spend money into a game where you can earn for free because somebody has to pay for the free earnings. And
Thank you, Lorcas.
the point is here, guys. If the game got approved to be part of the arcade colony, the somebody that we're getting those tokens for to give out to the people who are playing our game is the arcade colony project. Now, what those tokens are going to be worth, we don't know. They're not worth very much today, right? They went down quite a bit after they came out. So it is, but that's the only way I could see to get a token that, because like if you just tried to make the game and make SPS over again, that wouldn't work well because you're not going to get that free player base of Splinterlands players that you're hoping to add into a player base of people who want to come and play this new version of the game to build up a decent player base pretty quickly of maybe like 5,000 or 6,000 people and hopefully grow from there. Because if you all had to buy some new token and stake it to get your rewards multipliers, that wouldn't work very well. But having a whole nother game that is pretty similar, just with minor tweaks to the rules and minor tweaks to the way that new players are brought in, they're not forced to buy cards right away to play the game and enjoy it. It would just be a different atmosphere.
Did you read why I have the best arguments now or not?
Oh, who?
Lurkers.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But I understand what you're saying, but Jangles, don't push the idea to Matt anymore. Don't push it like. Don't take it to him. Don't do it to proposal. Don't talk about it in Mav chat anymore. But that doesn't mean that you can't take something that you thought was kind of a good idea for a version of the game and just go make it. Stock Junkie, I'm trying to be excited about tower defense, but honestly, I thought Matt kind of threw some water on that today. when they asked him if they would do a town hall with the guys from Double Coconut when the game is going to come out, he was like, yeah, sure, I guess I'd let him on the show. And then they were like, because we could help push the game. And he's like, oh, no, that's all on them. They're going to have to advertise it. They're going to have to make it a success. It's their game now. They're only like I forget how he worded it. It was like a sister game or a partner project or something, but we're not involved in that anymore at all.
Third party game.
Rooney says something's called the Kerdo NFT minting sold out in under 10 seconds this week. So that's interesting. Yeah, Lurkus, that's an interesting point, right? If people like the game, they might spend money on it. Also, I do think like we'd make more. Like I said, the idea here would be you wouldn't get every card as a free ghost card. You could move in some of the more legendary cards as like you can use them like only on Fridays or something to try to get a lot of people to play on Fridays. And things like that. There's all kinds of interesting things you can do with that kind of lineup that they're just not doing.
Steve, currently people are getting stomped in silver playing max Chaos Legion decks.
Well, yes,
what do you
but
think will
our
happen
game
to
was
these
gonna.
three players?
I don't know. But that's because there's not enough match liquidity of people playing with silver decks. If there's a whole bunch of free to play players that when they're in silver only get a silver level deck, then the normal people with only silver level decks can play them all day. And the guys with max level decks should crush these players and just move the hell on. That's what the bots are going to do, right? That's what the max liquidity bots are going to do in about a week to 2 weeks, depending on how long it takes for them to come in.
They're going to do that. But what I'm saying is if you're giving them cards but not giving... And which level you're going to give the cards? At which level you're going to give the cards?
When they're in bronze, they get bronze level. When they're in
there
silver,
is no leaks. There is no leaks anymore.
It's my new game, baby. I can have leagues again.
Oh, you got me so confused. When you're talking about... okay. Yeah, never mind.
No, I'm sorry. But no, going back to Splinterlands, the liquidity bots are coming in, and they're gonna have novice accounts, bronze level accounts, and silver level accounts. So theoretically, those accounts are going to be in those leagues. You might have a few of the bots win a little bit more and have bronze cards make it into silver because they can now. If you put too many of them in there, they're all going to be in gold, right? That's what Wild has proved to us. If there's too many bots with low level cards. This was kind of the point that Matt was making. We're living in a world of two things. There's too many crappy bots that play in Wild, so silver level decks make it to champion because so many low level decks are able to fight against each other, or even lower level decks. Like you can pick on so many bronze decks in Wild that you can make it all the way to champion with a silver deck.
My out is almost champion. It's like
right. But in Wild, there's no silver decks to pick on. There's no bronze decks to pick on, so you get stuck. Well, they're going to put a bunch of bronze and silver decks into the game, and people aren't going to get stuck anymore until they get to gold. And hopefully, if you put all of those people with max decks in gold over, I don't know, maybe a couple seasons after these bots are in play, some of them get up into diamond, but at least they're in that like 1,000 rating range where the guys in Diamond and Champion can now start to battle them, and we get some more match liquidity for us up near the top. And things are going to get better when they do this. It's gonna relieve some of the salt. The thing is, those bot accounts, they're never going to buy anything. And Matt knows that. And so that's why he doesn't want them to be a long-term solution. What he's hoping is they can fix this match liquidity problem so everybody doesn't, you see, so that people stop crying about getting smashed on by basically high-level cards all over the card place if they don't have high-level cards.
They'll start crying about something.
And the high-level people don't get stuck down in those low levels because they can't move up. That they want that he knows he needs that influx, but he wants to remove them. He's hoping that eventually, when they bring in a lot of new players to the game with the marketing genius he's planning on hiring, he seemed very confident that they can find a good marketing person that can bring in a large influx of people.
Maybe they have found him already. That's why he's so confident.
I don't think so, because he also said that they don't want to do this until they're done with their revamps of stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's why it's not. Maybe that's why the person is not officially hired. But the conviction he was talking with, there might be
and guys, honestly, this idea about this other game, is that there's no way it's happening next month. Like I said, I don't have the expertise. I haven't looked into it. I don't know how much money you would need to fund it. But I do think it's an interesting idea.
The DAO won't fund it for you. I can promise you that. I've seen DAO. The DAO.
Oh, the DAO isn't going to fund it. Are you insane? I'm
saying
I don't know.
They're not going to fund it for you.
Oh yeah, no, they're not. And I don't even know the cost of running a game in Unity and how well it scales if you were to get big. Those are all questions you'd want to answer before you build a game, because you wouldn't want to actually succeed and have the game not able to run because you were only paying for one server or something. So
yeah, they're having their parallel conversation. Pun intended.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I think a lot of people. I pitched the idea to Plato and Ape the other day when we were playing Big Time. They thought it sounded interesting. I think most of the people who really get their heads around it, like even Last Hope, he thinks it's interesting. It's just a different model of a game. Instead of making it so that when you come into the game, you're gated by your card levels, it's your earnings that are gated by the card levels. And I admit, it's going to take some really special math to make sure that the free players can't come in and just take everything away from us. Because you're right, a bot army will show up if they can, so it has to be designed in a way that they can't. It's just the idea that Splinterlands would become that game is starting to become out of my mind, because Matt, he's got a lot of conviction to do what he thinks is going to fix this, and he's going to use bots.
That's why he was hired.
He's going to use bots as players until he can bring in players. I just hope that he can do that. I do have a decent amount of confidence in him. I felt decent about it, that he's setting himself up in the right position. I'm just hoping that we're not just going to have to run team bots in Modern forever, because that's not great. I know he said it's not, but they're not going to be able to remove them until we get an influx of probably a couple thousand players, like, who stay.
And it can happen overnight. Just say. I'm not saying it will. I said it can.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see once these bots are running and we get a new feel for how it feels down at the bottom of the game. Because if this really solves a lot of that problem of people being stuck down there just by adding in these bots, at least then people will see the way this new system could work if we had the players to have it working properly.
You never give up, huh?
What else are we going to do? It's our show. We talk a lot. That's what our show's about.
True.
The responsible botting is one thing. Abuse is another thing. Yeah, I understand. The one thing, though, that Bebe was really mad about the idea of losing a game to one of my free-to-play players and not getting his rewards, but he's less mad about losing to a free-to-play bot and not getting his rewards. But I can say at least
because
it
I know
looks
the
like
bot is
you
not
won't have to face that because they're not putting diamond
yeah,
bots into the game.
yeah,
So,
but the idea is totally different. Yeah, I hate losing somebody that comes just to reach a couple of cents and just without any investment
and one thing
due
I
to,
need to do,
let's say, RNG roll wins. Yeah, it's
yeah,
frustrating.
one thing I haven't done, and I don't know if you did this. There's that video the guy made, and he was on the People's Guild show, but they didn't get into it as much as they did in the video, with the idea of making some changes to the game that would make it a lot harder for bots to mimic the game. And it came down to like more random things that would be hard for a bot to adjust to, but our minds could adjust to easily. His kind of ideas were more like, okay, so like instead of saying like just randomly in this game, the third monster in the game gets taunt, and then in the next game, the fourth monster might get that taunt ability, or this game, all sniper targets are going to target the fourth monster instead of
Well,
the
that was
regular
Battle
sniper.
Royale, right?
Like it's just a bunch of kind of weird rules that we could really adjust to pretty easily, right? You could be like, oh, okay, third monster is going to taunt. Let me pick the right one to do that. But a bot might not know what's the best card to put there as quickly and quick enough to field you with the
Well,
correct
speed won't be the
teams.
problem. Speed will be the least of the problems to the bot, but yeah. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, I don't like the one thing I've said is our game to me at the highest level, it is kind of a complicated game to understand, and making it even more complicated. Yes, for us, we could probably pick that up quickly, but I think that does add some challengeness to a new player who already might be a little bit overwhelmed with the situation.
and I think the bots will adapt very quickly because yeah, they'll have a list of cards that are good for being taunt cards, and depending on whatever the rule set is, they're just like, okay, fourth position is taunt. Okay, then we'll put this card on there.
Oh, Stock Juggy, there aren't bots in Modern yet. There's going to be team bots in Modern, though. Team bots.
But yeah, Django's and none of the liquidity bots will ever leech from the game neither. They will just
Yeah,
provide
yeah, Lork, it's
liquidity.
interesting to know. Will the bots pick up those? I mean, I haven't listened to the whole video, so I don't want to judge it here. I need to go back and find it because I don't know what the trap cards are. I don't know all the things, but he was basically saying like if you combine enough, um, if you combine enough random things into a match, it makes it so hard for the bot to be able to provide good teams because it's just too much variables for the bot to really be made to handle. Well, we can just read them really quick and go, okay, that's what I have to do. But that to me also would change the game dramatically. So
But
I don't
you
know if
do
I like
understand
the
that when
idea.
you're talking about bots, you're talking about millions of computations per second, per
Yeah, but
millisecond.
he did the math, and there's a number that you make enough random rule sets. It doesn't make it unbottable. It makes it so that the bot that you would the compute force you'd have to have in your bot would be so much that it wouldn't make sense. At least not at current evaluations. If the game blew up and SPS was worth $10 in SPS, and I just made $190 in that win, and not 40 cents or whatever I got, or not quite 40 cents. I think it was 30 cents for 19 SPS. So he basically said that if you did it, you could make it very, very, very hard for one to do. So
Who you talking to, Alex? That assume bots leech resources.
I mean, Alex has been defending the botters a little bit out there. He has his comment that he says he thinks somebody with 100 accounts will always spend more than a person with one account. So a person with 100 accounts who plays them at very low level, Alex, probably makes a total investment of around $1,500. That's me being generous. I think most people who have a gold deck have spent much more than $1,500 in this game, unless they came in at the very, very bottom and bought the Chaos Legion only cards. So I don't agree, but I to assume like botters. The thing with botters is you have to separate them into two categories. Me or you or Bebe or Bajangles having the ability to use bots to help us bot our accounts because we don't have time to play, but we've made that big investment into cards. That kind of botter doesn't hurt the ecosystem that much. You could even say they could be a boon to the ecosystem because it could be somebody who really loves the
Everything goes
game
back.
but doesn't have the time.
Everything
And
goes
this,
back to the game, anyways.
because they put all their money they earn back into the game because they love it, they like it, they want to grow their account. But the guys that open 100 accounts or 1,000 accounts, it's all about ROI to them. And so that does mean if they find an exploit, they're going to use it. So, and this has been proven throughout the history of the game. When there were things that could be exploited, the bots exploited them pretty hard. So that's what's going on. And for sure, if the bots can exploit it, they will. And
Well, at least we found, if anything, today at our show we found one bot farmer. If
yeah,
anything, like is that now we know. Well, now we know one of the bot farmers in the game.
yeah, Alex, I know. I said they'd only need about $500 if they're only running novice accounts with not that many cards, especially if they're got the smart algorithm to run their bots at the same time so they fight each other. And then they've got the rule in there to make sure that one of the bots only plays one card against these 10 accounts. So those 10 accounts really kick ass and they get really far. Or maybe if they have 100 accounts, they probably do 10 to 20 of the accounts that always win and the other 80 always lose. Right? And the ones that lose don't have any staked SPS because they're just there for match liquidity to provide wins to your other accounts. And sure, you provide some wins to some other people when you run them, but mostly you give your own accounts wins. Because if you queue up, 100 accounts at the same time, you're going to get a lot of fighting yourself. This is what
But
they
where
do.
is the proof? Where is the proof that the bots are legion?
We've seen the proof that they do this.
Show me the proof. Show me the money.
So, now I do understand that they do have to make that initial investment. They do have to spend $1,000 on spell books. In theory, I do think that botters would be more into buying those accounts that you can apparently buy. What did you say they cost, Bebeomega? Like $3, $2?
Well, I mean, those are that accounts that the bots had that they're
Yeah.
selling.
Yeah. The other botters will sell you account for a lot more than $10, a lot cheaper than $10, and then none of that money comes into our ecosystem. But if you did have to buy them, the first botters, that they did do some decent stuff for us. But it was proved that they started to learn how to exploit the crap out of our system.
Some decent winnings, which are way more than $1,000 for sure per 100 accounts.
Rooney, it's an interesting statement you keep saying here. Community needs to stop blaming bots and start creating proper incentives instead. No need to argue the point or blame. Just create proper incentives. Can you give us some examples of these proper incentives that in your mind would not be exploitable by bots? Because that's the problem that always comes down to almost all of the situations here, is that we would love, I don't like I don't know how to do it, and we basically have seen that they know how to take it. So the bot farmers know how to come in and they know how to exploit the system and they know how to pull their ROI and then make a really good return really quick. I don't know that we've tried a lot of things to mitigate them, right? We tried stake SPS to earn. We tried rentals had to become 2-day rentals. We tried CP ratings back in the day, but that didn't really work. We've tried, what else have we tried?
Banning them from modern.
Oh yeah, banning them from modern. We've tried going from regular rewards cards to soulbound rewards cards because we thought that would mitigate bots.
That probably did mitigate a lot of the bots, though. I think there are
Yeah.
way less bots nowadays than they used to be. So I think that sort of almost solves the issue.
But that also took away one of the great enjoyments of players. I think the one that floats around is about how um, Ape got a gold foil Axe Master on like his third day and sold it for hundreds of dollars and was like, "This is amazing," and then aped into the game.
360, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, we've done a lot of things to try to mitigate them and to try to incentivize and incentives, stake a lot of SPS to be able to earn a lot to try to prevent them from being able to be here and be exploitive, but it doesn't seem to have worked. Yeah,
Well,
that's an interesting one, Lorcus. If you
yeah,
required holding cards for the whole season to
yeah, but it's
earn,
still the cards they're renting.
but
Do they count as holding? Because if then, yeah, I mean, they're renting cards, not like they're not renting. So
yeah, Zero has an interesting point. So the problem is the bots are more efficient most of the time. So once you stop the bots from earning, then players don't get a chance to earn. And if you let players earn, then bots will always try and infiltrate. And I think staked SPS was a good attempt, but the problem with staked SPS, the problem with staked SPS being the thing that was supposed to mitigate bots to me, that you needed a big stake, is that they gave it all away in the beginning. They did that massive airdrop to us, and a lot of the bot farms just got a lot of it. And there are a lot of people who have more than they need, and so they'll rent it out really cheap. Like even I rented out. I realized like 50,000 SPS the other day for like $1.50 for 7 days. But that's just because that was the biggest bid, and it was like after I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, that was not very much money for that much SPS for that account. So it's just an interesting, like we haven't been able to really turn that into I think what we hoped it would be.
I'm
With
just
like a
interested
lot.
from where they get DEC, from where bots getting DEC to purchase SPS.
Oh no, they got all their DEC in the beginning because they used to get it for playing the game, and
No,
then
okay,
they.
that eventually dries
But
up.
that's where they got the big farms got their initial big amounts of SPS. Now maybe a lot of those initial big farms are gone, but like when during the SPS airdrop when DEC went 10x peg, things were really stupid here.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the currently however many bot farms like Alex's farm or some other farms that are still in the game. How they rent SPS, like where do they get the DC to buy SPS, to rent SPS for the season?
Oh, that's interesting. Largus is also saying maybe renting should not get you like if your cards are rented, you shouldn't get full rewards. That would be an interesting thing, but that would just hurt renting already, and it's already
That will just
not
make
good.
more people leave.
Yeah. um. Let's see.
I mean, maybe people that are renting for peanuts, maybe they put their cars stop renting, and then that will solve some of the issues. I mean, yeah, if people are renting their cars dirt cheap, we have nobody to complain that people are playing against us with almost no investment with the same cars because somebody's renting to them cheap because somebody prefers to make peanuts than to not be fully optimizing the assets that he owns. So, well, problems.
What did Trash Panda say? I missed his comment.
He's trashing some panda.
iProto said just take SPS rewards out of ranked. Give it only in brawls and tournaments. And oh yeah, I heard him say that. I don't know about that. No more SPS for ranked, only glint. So ranked just becomes a Web 2 game. I mean, I'd still play because I like the game, but I'd never buy energy again. And I don't know if I'd ever buy cards again. Because I don't even like brawls and tournaments that much. So The reason I don't like brawls in tournaments is I'm pretty sure people cheat in the tournaments, and they the people who cheat in tournaments probably cheat in the brawls too. But I don't know. Yeah, Rooney. I do like the new way that they sell the cards. I think they did. I think the way that they're selling Rebellion is the way that they've solved the problem of how to sell new cards. Their problem is figuring out, what to do with the extra Chaos Legion cards that are in the market and how to make them valuable for people. And maybe like after the next set, after Rebellion comes out and Chaos Legion gets moved into Wild, and it's just the set that hurt a lot of us, but hopefully Rebellion is a set that would help us with some recovery. Then maybe things would be okay. So, have I seen the LB lately?
It's weird that Driftwatcher cards went way down in value. Very, very strange to me.
What the heck? Why is this scrolling?
Oh, you have a ghost in your computer.
I think I clicked something I forgot about on my mouse.
Did you combine?
Oh, the leaderboard. He's talking about the leaderboard. He said, "Yes, Siler's hiring has shaken up the leaderboard." You're right. And the one thing that's the thing I was going to say. I don't know if we said this yet, but today Matt, for the first time, made it seem like that the current Battle Helper users are going to get punished. Like he basically said a ban is coming your way. So that'll be interesting. It's going to be an interesting game in like 3 weeks if Skylar's good at banning the Battle Helper people and a bunch of trashy bots come into the game to give us match liquidity for a little while. It'll be a very different game, that's for sure. Yeah, but Jangles, I need some training sessions. I want to get up on the leaderboard again. I feel like I used to be able to do that like 3-4 seasons ago. I made it into the top 40 like 2 seasons in a row. And then then all of a sudden, when all the rumors about the Battle Helpers being in Modern, I've been getting my ass kicked since those came out. So,
which probably was not rumors. That's one of the reasons.
Yeah, Liberty guy, we did talk about Farpetrod leaving. If you want to say he's a top developer after not delivering the land stuff he was working on for like 6 months, I'm just going to say I disagree. But nonetheless, he is gone, and we do have 2 other capable developers taking over his work now. So,
yeah, I think we should not badmouth somebody that we don't know any stuff surrounding his departure from the team. So,
well, I don't know if it's okay. Maybe you call that bad mouthing. He said he was a top developer. I just disagreed with that statement.
well, I mean, he was a developer that was handling land all by himself. Obviously, somebody was trusting him to manage land all by himself. So there is that. I don't know how top of developer he was. I also think Hardpoint was a good developer. Obviously, he's not with us neither, but we should focus on who
Yeah,
is
the
with us.
hard part thing was always weird though, because he wasn't hired to be a dev. He was hired to be an office position, and then he went from that to being a
Technical
dev.
officer, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the difference? Why he was hired? I mean, his Matt
Well,
has mentioned about his developer abilities.
It matters a little bit to me. If you're hired to be a technical officer, we need you to be a technical officer, not a dev. So,
And I still think that Hardpoint left by himself, so I don't think it's even questioning his developer abilities.
yeah, we don't know. They didn't say if he was fired or left by himself. So we just. Don't
I think
know
it was
that.
mentioned that he decided to pursue something else. I think about him, Matt mentioned about Arbitrage. He said he doesn't want to discuss, so probably it was something that was not very pleasant that occurred. But for Hardpoint, I think they said that he decided to pursue some other projects or whatever he was having. So I think it's
Yeah,
a
I
little
mean, it'll
bit
be interesting. I'm sure that eventually it'll come out in the wash what happened there. It typically does eventually, but it's fresh, so they probably didn't want to do it. I'm actually comfortable. I think a lot of people had talked a couple of weeks in a row. What's going on with the land stuff? Why isn't it coming? If it's because Farpatrod and the company were already kind of starting the breakup, then maybe that's why it's not here
Well, I
yet.
don't
And
think it's
now
something
hopefully
that
we
new.
get it. So
Probably it's been for a while, and just we didn't have town hall for a month, so it could have happened.
yeah, yes, Lurkus, the new summoner is very, very handsome. I'll give you that.
He said. That's why he said that my arguments are right because I have the right background.
Okay. And then the I do see the Tony Stark vibe now. I didn't get
Yeah,
to see it because I was driving while I was listening to that part of the town hall, but
I
I
was
can see
completely
the
agreeing.
Tony
Yeah,
Stark vibes in here.
yeah.
Um, Overall, it's a great looking card. I mean, the art is just so much better than it used to be most of the time. Um, I hope it's super powerful. I mean, I'm ready for really, really powerful cards. So
I can imagine him being animated and everything, like around him flying, and that would be so cool.
yeah. Well, guys, we're coming up on 2 hours. We've talked a lot of things, including me saying I wanted to make a game and Bebeomega shitting all over me. So
No, come on, man.
just
It's all
joking.
love, man. You know?
Oh, but no, I think unless you guys have any last questions or quick little comments you want us to review, we're going to start wrapping this up here. Thank you to the people that came over.
We had quite
Um,
a few people, I think, today,
yeah, we had a good amount of people here in the Twitch stream. Got a couple different first time chatters and new people checking that out.
but we didn't have
And
Ank to tell them to hit the like.
yes, Ank was missing today, so if you're still around, you want to hit that like button. We'd appreciate it. We will be live. Let's do a challenge. You want to challenge me live, Bajangles? So that you already beat me on your show, didn't you? Or did I beat him? Let me see. That was just a couple days ago. I think it will still be here. I haven't been
I don't
playing
know. I
much.
know I beat him, and he just swept it under the rug. He didn't mention it at all. Like completely ignored the
No,
match
it's not
even
here.
happening, and then just said like, "Yeah, you guys challenge yourself." The others,
Send me a challenge, sir.
you have
Oh,
one.
I have to move this. Maybe he did.
Yeah, you have, it's up, man. It's up on the right.
Oh, he
Oh,
canceled it.
okay.
You got scared, I see. I'm sure he'll send it again. Maybe he messed it up. Sent it in bronze or something.
I know, man, and I hijacked a lot of your show, but yeah, it was fun.
It was okay. I hijacked it too. But he made me come. So what are you going to do?
Well, we were worried about you. We haven't heard from you for a while, and I was like, "What happened with the surgery? Like, did they cut his
Okay.
his head off?"
Let's go over here so he doesn't stream snipe me.
Ah,
So we only get 5 monsters and they have to be even. So you won't see Grimbardoon Smith matched up here.
why? If it's even
I mean
set.
odds. Has to be odds. I said even, didn't I? 31 mana.
Astro entity with
No death.
um, well, yeah, for the people. See, but you prevent him from sniping you, but we also don't see anything, and it's kind of
Well,
boring.
you're here. This is here. You could talk to him while I'm while I'm making my team.
Yeah, sorry guys, but your host Stevie R82 is kind of busy uh getting his getting his ass whooped by Jangles. So
Yeah,
that's
probably.
the moment he thinks that when he hides his team, he will escape the fate, but I guess he will first check how the match ends before he even shows it.
No, I will bring it over before I watch the match. But I
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
wait
That's what.
until he submits his team, mostly because I have to.
Yeah, okay.
I thought I was
No,
going kind of I'm going kind of slow, but I'm waiting
oh,
for
it's
opponent
okay.
over here.
Yeah, I'm just. I'll have a conversation with Birds, Bees, and Trees because he's always so nice to us. No, Birds. That's Lorcus. That's not Matt. That is the next airdrop summoner. Um, which is brought to us by Lorcus, who named it Lorcus. So there you go. Lorcus have his name forever in the game.
All right, let's
Yeah.
bring it
Then it
over.
will be duo. It will be duo element summoner, as you see, death and fire.
I was thinking about going this card here. Um, I'm hoping my two pre
Yeah, I mean,
attacks
it's good
kill
that you
the
give him
Chaos
a,
Agent. That way, this guy doesn't get to go wherever he wants.
yeah, I
That's
mean
my
the Montarot is taking care of
yeah yeah. I mean, but
Chaos
you
Agent.
know. So I decided to go for the ambush lineup here with some water with a Manaroth is kind of the key here. And getting rid of the Chaos Agent is going to happen, which is very key because if this guy would have been attacking anybody but Manaroth, I would have been in trouble.
Yeah,
Do I have enough heals to not die? Oh, I got a stun there. That was good.
that you didn't even expect.
Nope. Well, I did. I played this more for a Manaroth mirror match.
Yeah, I know
Um,
you played it for the shield. That's why I'm saying like you didn't even
yeah.
thought about the
Ooh,
stun.
got another stun.
And
I'm
this might be
RNGing you. I'm
yeah.
RNG.
Those stuns might have given you the game.
Let's see. Can I get through him before he gets to attack?
He's
Yep.
stunned.
He's stunned, and then I'll also kill the healer this round. And
Yep,
then
those
as long as my heal goes before that second magic attack, I got this.
yeah, the stun guy or girl gave you the game,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, the watercolor was the right move. And that's
Yeah.
also the stun is why I gave it the bonus attack. So also because I thought it
Because
had the best.
what else to give it to?
Well, I could have given it here. He
Yeah,
has,
right.
but
Two, two,
didn't make much
two,
sense.
two arrows versus two magic. Yeah, sure, makes sense.
Well, but it's 2 arrows with 4 speed versus 2 magic with 2 speed. The
Yeah,
the
magic
chaos
that
agent
goes straight to the kill.
can dodge magic, right? So, but it worked. I beat Bejangles, a leaderboard player. I will take your reward. So,
Actually,
oh,
does reflect shield
yeah,
work against the mm, backfire?
yeah. Her shield works against backfire.
Well, then, yeah, then,
I mean, don't get me wrong, but the point is, I needed the Chaos Agent to die turn one because if it didn't die in the ambush phase, then he might have got an attack where he would have killed my healer.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, watercolor was with three magic, and it was with anyways protected from damage.
True, I know.
While
I
the
know. I
archer,
thought it was. I thought my play was strong and it worked. I in some kind of weird. I went with one little. This guy was the only guy I wasn't sure on. I threw him in there just in case I needed some scatter shot, but I probably could have played a better that card better for a little bit better win. Oh, Reflection Shield does take damage from backfire, he says. So I was wrong on that. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, well, we got a fun little game. He's asking Mondrio to confirm. But yeah, Mondrio, I haven't done I haven't watched that video about the trick about how to make it so your replays are faster. Maybe I need to do that because I do tend to watch my games,
we'll
but I
see
do it while
backfire.
doing other stuff.
Backfire damages reflection shield.
But thank you and shout out to everybody who is watching on YouTube and on Twitch, and those of you who decided to come watch.
Did we have anybody on Twitch?
Yeah, we have 3 concurrent viewers there right now,
Right?
and we had 4 people chat. So you know, not bad. And I will be streaming a lot more live streams playing Big Time because I pretty much play every night, and I'm going to start streaming now that they hired me. So you'll have a lot more chance to come and talk to me about like you could. I don't know how much they would like once I'm actually streaming for the Big Time people if we're talking about Splinterlands through the whole stream. But hey, that's what I'm famous for. So we'll see
Nobody
what
would want to.
happens.
Nobody won't talk to you when I'm not there, man. What you talking about?
Well,
Plus,
and
plus big
a
time.
lot of
Okay.
my Big Time streams will feature Play-Doh and Ape because we play together. So
Yeah, but who cares about big time?
Mondrio, yeah, I'm the best 35 player you've ever seen. Yeah, I just can't get out of here, man. I just can't. It's driving me crazy. So
Well, incentivized. Hired? I don't think you were hired, right? You were incentivized. Like you have some streamer incentives. You're not part of the team.
no, yeah, I got hired to be a official like streamer of Big Time, and they are going to pay me a little bit for streaming.
Just like in currency or
I
like what it
no
was for Splinterlands TV.
no in money, but it will be delivered into the Big Time ecosystem, so I'd have to take it out to get money. They're hoping they're going to pay me, and I'm going to buy NFTs just like we did in Splinterlands.
Okay.
I got
Well,
this nifty link I can drop in the chat now.
then congratulations. Can you show Splinterlands while streaming your stupid big time?
No, that's what I just said. The last time I did a Big Time stream, since it's me, Plato, and Ape, all we did was talk about Splinterlands while we were playing Big Time.
Well, no, first get some big time players to watch you and then start talking about Splinterlands.
Well, I can only grow. This is my my creator Big Time. I am now officially a Big Time creator,
Yes,
Stever82.
guys, go support him.
And
So
if you click on that link, you can get into the Big Time beta, and you can come and play with us when we're playing. You know,
and also
it
give
is
him likes
completely
and
free to play, but you're not going to earn anything unless you're extremely lucky. Of course, Ape gets a gold foil Axe Master on his first day of Splinterlands, and on his first day of Big Time, he found a $500 NFT. That guy
well,
has some first day luck. I have only found 2 NFTs, and one is worth like $4, and the other one is worth I think maybe like 30. So
well,
not
he's
as lucky as him.
he's not by accident the ape of Wall Street. So
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, we will, since you have 3 Splinterlands players playing Big Time together in a Discord chat, we probably every stream will talk about Splinterlands a little bit. Especially because in Big Time there is downtime in between dungeons when you're waiting for the next one to start.
yeah, so guys, go support him and feel the Splinterland chat.
Yeah, and my brother's on Twitch watching, and it is a real game, and so let me drop the link here too. So you can join for free, Corey, and that would be cool because anybody who joins on my link helps me keep the creator job. So that's cool.
See, go get, yeah, whoever haven't tried the game, go get your better
Now,
invite code.
if you are going to join to help me out, you do have to play the game and get to level 5. That's basically running one dungeon.
It's easy.
Yeah.
I'm at level 6.
Yeah,
Can I
exactly.
second,
And you played like one time, right?
yeah, can I get a second account and support you?
If you have a different email, you probably can.
I can. You don't know the Gmail trick?
Oh, yes, I do have a couple Gmail account addresses to the same one.
No, I mean
I,
you just put a dot somewhere in the name and it's the same email, but it's different for
yeah.
the purpose of
You can
registering.
also add as many as you want. So, but it's cool. It's a cool little thing. Obviously, they're going to judge me on how many people watch, but it's more how many people I can get to click that link and join the game and actually play it. So, we'll see how it goes. They gave me 200 invite codes to start, and then if I can use all those up and have to ask for more, that would be cool.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Other than that, we're done for the night.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then bye before he cuts me off.
Oh, did you want to? If you have anything to say, you can do a little
Well, I
talk.
mean, you pretty much said that we're done, so I guess we're done.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, we'll see you next week, and maybe, just maybe, next week we'll have somebody interesting to talk with us. We'll see.
All
Who
right.
knows?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
We're still live on YouTube for a minute. I have to go find my little thing to end it.